episode of Alex's Toy Show with Spicy Pants.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Alex's Toy Show. It's YouTube Hoodie Champion of the World right here. We're doing Q&A 89. We're getting close to 100. Couple of things this week. Hey, there's a new pay-per-view. Did you guys see it? No, I mean, you didn't see it yet, but did you see the advertisements? It's WWE Roadblock, another pay-per-view on the road to Wrestlemania. It's March 12th, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the network. So after the Q&A, there will be picks. Yes, there will. So let's do the Q&A. Tommy Else at Twitter, ELCE. Tommy, I think I put your name like 8 times this weekend. Because I did the fan mail, you know, back on Friday, and Tommy wrote in for fan mail, and I was like, oh, geez, I should have asked him how to pronounce it. Tommy had asked if I still like Andy Van Slyke. Yes, I do. Have I ever met Andy Van Slyke? Yes, I have. And am I still doing the action figure trade challenge? Oh, wait, well, let's tell the story about meeting Andy Van Slyke. We did the show with National Geographic. They were looking to do a hardcore hobby, colossal collectors, you know, people with a giant collection of something. And, you know, Grimm was like, you know, I got all these action figures in the toy room vault. And I'm like, well, I don't have that many action figures anymore, you know, because I had sold them all off years and years ago. But I do have all these Andy Van Slyke cards. I have like 50,000. So we rounded it up and went to 60,000 for the show. And when they came to film the show, they were here for 2 days. And on the second day, they flew out Andy Van Slyke from St. Louis. I got to meet Andy Van Slyke. We did a whole thing. They made me look like this pathetic loser guy with a ton of baseball cards. And, you know, I can't move on with my life and blah, blah, blah. But it was awesome. I mean, who cares what the hell the show... You know, I would love to say that the show was real, but it really wasn't. But it was awesome. We, Andy and I, you know, we all broke for lunch. We, you know, told baseball stories during lunch. And then afterwards, when we went back out to film, we were outside throwing catch in the street. I mean, how great is it to play catch with your favorite baseball player ever, right? Am I still doing the action figure trade challenge? Absolutely. I just filmed the March/second quarter. See, the fiscal year is broken up into 4 quarters. Kind of like there's 4 quarters in basketball and 4 quarters in a football game, right? So first quarter is, you know, the first 3 months, and it's January, February, March. Usually nothing's flowing. Sometimes you get a little bit of cool stuff, but then the second and third quarter is like all the awesome stuff, and then by fourth quarter for Christmas time, it's like all hell breaks loose. So now that first quarter is about ending and, you know, you're starting to see some cool stuff again, I'm going to start doing toy hunts, right? Who remembers the toy hunts I used to do? They were awesome. Me and Feisty Pants checking out stuff in the store. So I posted the action figure trade challenge for March/second quarter. A ton of new stuff in there. So yes, I'm still doing the challenge, and they want to know how was hanging out with Virgil. Yeah, back in Fastlane. Who remembers Fastlane? We hung out with Virgil. It was awesome. He spent the whole night hanging out with. It was like 4 or 5 hours, and we talked wrestling all night long. It was great. Swap Monster 199 wants to know: who do you think should get into the Hall of Fame? You know, I'm not a big Hall of Fame guy. I think if you served your time in wrestling, you made a name for yourself, I think you deserve to be in there. Nick Ruiz wants to know, do I think Shane vs. Taker will see some interference? You know, Nick, honestly, I don't think Shane's going to make it till WrestleMania. I think John Cena's going to come back, and I think he's going to fight Undertaker in Shane's place. SPR NASCAR, has Grimm ever put you through a table? Twice, way back in the day. You know how Grimm used to hit me with stuff? Well, I stood up to him one time, and I said, I don't want you to hit me with stuff anymore, you know? And he's like, what are you going to do about it? I said, I'm going to wrestle you. So we wrestled. We put the show on the line. I won the show! Grimm got arrested in the meantime. I had it for like 2-3 weeks. And then Grimm wrestled, you know, during the rematch. Grimm got the show back, and in the process, I went through 2 tables. It felt awesome. Anthony's Awesome Fun channel wants to know, what's my favorite TV show? Dude, you know, I watch a ton of TV, but I think the funniest show of all time, going back into the 90s, late 90s, it was an 80s, 90s kind of TV show, it was a show called Cheers. It was just great. There was never like a bad episode of Cheers. If you had to play any video game, what is it? Well, I play EverQuest, like, religiously. I think that would have to be the video game. Brandon Gredeman wants to know, if you could make a WWE title, what would it look like and what would it be called? Brandon, I'm going to have to say it would be called the Pound Nation title, or maybe the YouTube Hoodie Champion. You know, I mean, maybe 2 titles. I'll come out with 2 titles on each shoulder, one on each shoulder, you know? Pal Nation, you know, the YouTube Hoodie Champion would just be a hoodie. You know, instead of like the globe, it would just be like a hoodie. And the Pal Nation title would just be a giant P, and it would say Pal Nation. I don't know. Maybe. David Griffin wants to know a billion questions. Your thoughts on YouTube Red and Netflix? Netflix and chill. I haven't checked out YouTube Red yet, but it looks pretty awesome. But Netflix and how do you beat Netflix and chill? Favorite memory of Grimm's grandmother, Super Graham. I have a lot of favorite memories because she didn't die. Well, I don't know why you're asking me that. I don't understand. I guess she's an awesome lady. What do you want to know? What changes do you want for the WWE Network? You know, the site is a little confusing if you're new to the site. I still can't just log into the site and watch a pay-per-view. You got to click this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, I just want to see the damn pay-per-view. So a little more navigation friendly would be awesome. Favorite songs on WWE 2K15 and 2K16. My dude, I didn't own WWE 2K15. And 2K16, my nephew has it. He brings it over every once in a while. I don't know what favorite songs you're talking about. Are you talking about people's entrances? I should have asked you that to be a little more clarification. But on people's entrances, I don't care. I don't listen to them. They come out of the ring, they wrestle. I'm more interested in them wrestling. I don't even know theme songs or how they go. Some people are into theme songs. I'm not into theme songs. Would you and Feisty Pants want to hang out with DX, NWO, or BWO for 1 month? He doesn't know who any of those people are, but I think DX because he knows Triple H. How do you think WCW and ECW went out of business? There's movies about it. Go rent a movie. What else? If YouTube wasn't copyright by music, what opening and ending theme song would you have for Q&A? You know, I don't know. I'd have to look at that. I should have done a little homework, but they are copyrighted, so no soup for you. I don't know. My favorite fan mail vids of Grimm and Dollcat. They do fan mail. I don't know that I have a favorite one. And if you and Feisty Pants were to host a WWE pay-per-view for one night, which pay-per-view would it be, and what would you wear? It would have to be Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, TLC, because Feisty Pants loves TLC, or maybe the Royal Rumble, and I would wear my YouTube Hoodie Champions hoodie. Hoodie! I don't know. I don't know what I'd wear. I'd wear something. Brandon Greneman also wants to know, can I make Feisty Pants in 2K16? How tall is he? He's a kid. He's kid size, and we talked about this. Go on right ahead. Twisted Cloud wants to know my reaction to this year's Oscar winners. There is a huge fiasco that the Oscars did not nominate any black actors. You know, I don't know. I could say maybe they weren't good enough, but I mean, did you see the Will Smith movie about football and head injuries? I kind of think it was pretty good. I think he should have gotten nominated for it. How about the Rocky movie with Apollo Creed's son? It was just called Creed. I think that guy was pretty awesome, you know what I'm saying? However, the Screen Actors Guild Award, the Screen Actors Guild, pardon me, is, I think is a little biased because, I mean, look at Star Wars. Star Wars broke every box office record there could possibly be. It's the highest grossing domestic something movie of all time. You know, it beat Titanic and everything else before it. And all it got nominated for was special effects, sound, and music. And I'm like, come on! Come on! Now, granted, Carrie Fisher's probably past her day. Harrison Ford, wasn't thrilled to be there. You could tell in his emotion. I mean, he still played a good character. Chewbacca is hysterical, but, I mean, he growls. He doesn't speak, so there's no real acting there. Not real acting, but, there's no, dramatic... Can you do a dramatic growl award? I mean, maybe. R2-D2 and C-3PO were in it very briefly. BB-8 was just a lot of beeping, so you can't really... But I think Rey played a great character, and Finn played a great, supporting character. And how about the guy who played Kylo Ren? I mean, there was some serious drama there. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that it should, clean house like Mad Max did. I saw Mad Max. It wasn't that good. I don't know how the hell that movie won like 20 awards that night. So anyway, back to the whole thing. It's just crap. I watch it to see who wins what. It's just silly. I wasn't even going to watch it at all until I heard that Chris Rock was hosting it. And I'm like, okay, Chris Rock is going to have something awesome to say about, you know, no black actors being nominated. He did. I mean, you know, he was funny and he was honest. Yeah, you can't fault him for that. Colt Alvarez wants to know, do you think Major League Baseball should do a spring training league with a trophy for best team in each of the 2 leagues and then a World Series Colt, it's not a bad idea, but here's why it isn't going to happen. Because spring training is for everybody to get back into the swing of things, you know? You loosen up your arm. Look at Johnny Cueto. Just they shut him down for his first start was supposed to be Saturday, and they're like, no, we're gonna rest you and go with the next start. Now they're saying he's not hurt, but there's something going on where you miss a start. Obviously something's going on. So I don't think they need any added pressure of a whole spring training league with a trophy. I don't think anyone would take it seriously. Kind of like the All-Star game has become, no one cares because it doesn't affect the World Series play anymore. But awesome idea, just I don't think so. And Kane Bateman wants to know, if you had one dream in life, what is it? I don't know, I'd like to meet a nice girl, maybe win the lottery, come home with a, $1 billion, $80 billion. Let's go with 80 billion. If we're gonna have a dream, $80 billion, a nice girl, and maybe a large garage with a car based on all the original Transformers. So like 18 guys and a huge yard. I would have a baseball field in the backyard. Totally have a baseball field in the backyard. My house would look like a castle on the outside. On the inside, it would be normal. I think that would be pretty cool. All right, guys, so listen, here's a quick rundown of the show. Q&A every Sunday. You leave your questions in the comments. I write them down, I answer them. Pretty easy, right? What else? Monday we're going to get back into doing toy hunts, and we do toy hauls afterwards. We're doing a lot of Pokemon hauls. Tuesday, I do something baseball. Wednesday, Feisty Pants does Minecraft. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we leave it open for everything else we do, but Friday tends to be the fan mail. Now, if you have fan mail, you want to send something for me to open on camera, here's where you send it to. Alex's Toy Show, P.O. Box 13, Bayville, New Jersey, 08721. I'll open it on camera, and then I'll do a review of it if it's something I can review. I play EverQuest on the computer. I stream my sessions through Twitch every once in a while. You can find me there on Twitch, my pal Alex. And check me out on Amino. I'm all over the place there. I've been chatting with a whole bunch of people. Marie, and Indie Club, and Connor, and Adam. And what is this over here? Oh, Instagram. Yeah, I do that. Instagram, my pal Alex _photos. All right, folks. I forgot about the pay-per-view. All right, so it's a quick pay-per-view. It's like 4 matches. The NXT Tag Team title is on the line. It's the Revival versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Now, here's the thing, right? I thought Enzo and Cass were coming to the WWE for Fastlane. They didn't. I think they're winning the titles here. I think that's what's going on. Brock Lesnar is taking on Bray Wyatt. I think Brock is going to beat the crap out of Bray Wyatt. I would love to see it. I can't wait. Triple H is taking on Dean Ambrose, putting the title on the line. Obviously, Dean Ambrose is not going to win this one because it's going to be Triple H, Roman Reigns at WrestleMania unless, here's unless. Now, Dean Ambrose is also fighting Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, right? So what if Dean Ambrose wins this Saturday night and it becomes like a fatal 4-way? Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. Now that would turn WrestleMania into something. I think that might be the first fatal 4-way defense at WrestleMania. Would it not? I don't know. It could be crazy. But officially, I'm going with Triple H just to retain. It'll be a great match. Triple H wins in the end. And Becky Lynch and Natalya are on the card. It's on the network. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go with Becky Lynch on this one, only because she's in the spotlight for WrestleMania. Saturday night, I'll try to do some results. What do you think about that? Holla! Anyway, like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe for more. Seacrest out.